I'm a mum of two small boys, and I really want the candidates in the mayoral election to do something concrete on air pollution. I'm really concerned about air pollution. I know there's been some great progress in the last few years, but I still think it's unacceptable that my children have to travel to school and breathe in toxic fumes every morning when they're walking or cycling to school. So I'd like to see some real progress on cutting traffic and improving the quality of London's air.
Some of the main barriers to cycling for London's communities are the lack of access to bikes, lack of storage space for bikes, and personal safety issues such as fear of crime and road danger. Also, not knowing how to cycle and not feeling confident to cycle. I'd like to see the London Mayor help to overcome these barriers by providing free bike hire and subsidised schemes for people on low incomes to buy bikes, including adapted bikes and cargo bikes. I'd like to see theft-proof storage solutions, particularly for people living in flats, and increase cycle training budgets with much better promotion of cycle training, more funding for community-led cycle training and led rides.
I've started riding my bike since February, and that's only as a result of organisations such as Cycle Sisters. They've been pivotal for my journey in terms of riding a bike. They have supported me, giving me the skill set, giving me the encouragement and support, teaching me how to ride on main busy roads, and doing those journeys together with them has been essential for me. So I'd urge the Mayor of London to not only think about the infrastructure, the roads and cycle routes, as well as the campaign for pedestrians and motorists, but supporting organisations such as Cycle Sisters at a grassroots level.
The things I would love to see changed the most in regards to the cycling community would be more inclusion for people of colour. That could be local councils or boroughs coming together to form incentives with active people within the community.
There are two things which we really need to deal with making life safer for both people walking and people cycling. The first is to improve the state of the pavements so that they're not all uneven and wobbly. And the second is separate cycle tracks so cyclists are safe and they're not cycling on the pavement.
I believe to make it easier to cycle, that more cycling lanes can be added on roads.
It is vital that the next mayor implement changes to our public spaces to make sure that everyone can incorporate more walking into their daily lives. The Centre for Ageing Better also urged that the next mayor address the unmet demands for cycling among people in mid to later life, particularly by addressing issues of road safety, which can act as a significant barrier. And it is important that the next mayor address not just commuter routes, but that they develop a plan so that walking and cycling become our everyday means of getting around our local neighbourhoods.
I have two goals that I'd like the London Mayor candidates to commit to increase the size of London's bus networks and reduce the cuts that we've seen in previous years. I would like them to commit to making as much as they can of London's other networks, so things like tubes, the overground, the ferries and other methods of public transport more accessible.
You don't have to stop to fuel up your bike constantly like you have to do with cars.
Make it so people can only use like a certain amount of gas per day.
Cycling makes me feel really good about myself, and it helps fight against pollution.
Bikes are better!